All right, guys. For those of you that are new to Reonomy, I figured I'd just show you a crash course on what to do. First of all, remember that you get 1,000 exports a month. So whatever your start date was with EXP, you should use that as kind of like your calendar guide, or if you have a welcome email from Reonomy in your inbox, like that's your anniversary date. So I would go ahead and put a calendar reminder in your calendar to be about 2 to 4 days before that um, anniversary date to remind you to do your 1,000 exports per month. If you do it right, you should get 12,000 properties out of Reonomy per year. If you fail to do your exports each month, those export credits do not roll over. You lose them. So my suggestion is that you put in a calendar appointment with multiple notifications or multiple reminders, whatever it is you need to do, but start off by doing that. All right, so the next step is we need to get 1,000 contacts, or properties rather, property records with contacts out of Reonomy, and then get them over to Agent Hub. So let's figure out how we can get to 1,000 contacts. So in my case, I'm going to start off by searching a bunch of zip codes. I'll choose this zip code, and I'm just going to keep adding more zip codes here. I'm in South Florida, specifically West Palm Beach. Um, Bear with me here. There's a few of them. These are all zip codes that are basically, well, you can see on the map, they're all kind of like basically coastal zip codes for the most part, which is where all the action is here, right? And then one more. All right. I've got all the zip codes and I want to service. So now I want to go into more filters. And first, you'll notice up here, I've got 15,000 records, right? So I've got to get that down to 1,000. So how can I do that? So I'm going to go a little out of order on these filter types. So first I want to go over here to my properties. I'm going to work from right to left. And I want to click exclude exported properties. Now, if this is your first time using Reonomy and you haven't exported any properties yet, the goal here is to build a habit up to always check this box every time you're doing an export, because the next time you come in here after this export that you're about to do, then you check that box. Reonomy will not charge you a credit for something that you've already exported. So always get in the habit of checking that box so you're not wasting your credits. Okay. So you can already see in my case, it dropped down quite a bit because this is an older account. Anyways, so I'm going to undo that for the purposes of this demonstration. So that's done. You don't need to mess with tax or distressed. Obviously, these are interesting fields if you're into, REO stuff like that, but that's not what we're doing for the purpose of just getting going here. So for sales, if you're a new commercial realtor, you're probably playing in like a sub $10 million range. That's still a lot of records. So let's bump it up to like 100 grand. There we go. And I want to check this box here. This one's important. Likely to sell. Now look at that. We went from 15,000 to 2,500 properties. Okay. Now there's some other things that we can do to make these numbers work. Because we're just trying to keep things a little simple. I'm going to go ahead and check no multi-parcel sales. That drops us down to 1,800. And then I'm going to go to owner, and this part's very important. You want to check includes phone number and includes email address. Look at that. Now we're down to 1,500. So all that's left now probably is to tweak the property types we want. So here's all the property types. Will I want self-storage? Sure, why not? Do I want all of these types of office? Sure, why not? Hotels? Hotels and motels, sure, why not? All kinds of mixed use, yeah. Retail, yeah, I'll take all those, why not? Industrial. Do I like general and heavy? Because you can see only the ones that are like darker black, right, are the ones that are the ones we want. All this looks good. I want to take all of that. Yep. Multifamily. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. You see there's 660 records, but if you're going for true commercial multifamily, a duplex wouldn't count. Um, this is basically like student housing. It's a whole nother animal. Plus, there's only 2 records there. Mobile home parks, a whole nother animal. Nursing homes are another animal. But like triplex, quadruplex, duplex, those are all technically residential class properties. They're probably parts, in this case, these are probably parts of a portfolio, uh, more than likely. I don't want to mess with those right now. I like to stay hardcore commercial, so I'm just going to check this one, and nursing homes are hot. Let's check that one. All right, so we're at 887, special purpose. I don't really think I see anything in here that's reaching out to me. And then there's vacant land. So I'm going to do commercial vacant. Look at that, 957. And then I'm going to do industrial vacant. Gets me to 970. And then I'm going to do general vacant land. And I'll take it. That gets me to 996. And you know what? Why not? We can go ahead and do a mobile home lot, which gets me to 1,002. Might as well maximize it outright. So then you hit apply. From here, what I recommend you do is apply some kind of a label to all of these properties that you've got. So you would just go here and say, um, uh, let's use today's date, July 19th. Oop, July 19th. Go to nice color, click save, and then you see how it's checked. You haven't labeled the properties yet. You click label properties. Give that a second to go. Now it's time to export. So you'll click export. Now this part's very important. You want to do CSV. And if you want to bring over building land and building data with contact records, I know this is counterintuitive, uh, leave this box unchecked. What's happening here is you'll see, watch this horizontal scroll bar change. See how it gets a little bigger? I'm going to show you why that's happening. So if you leave that unchecked, what happens is all the contact records are appended to the property like this right here. See, so it's this, let's call this contact 1, even though you don't see the 1 here. And then it just goes to the right with all that contacts information, phone, email, all that sort of thing, right? And then eventually you're going to see contact 2 pop it. There it is, contact 2, right? And then there's all their stuff. And then there's contact 3. Yeah, get the idea. So if I click this box, what happens is all of that contact data is stripped out. Just the reported owner information's in there. And the contact data is put into a separate tab. But when you do that, you can't bring over all the building data into that contact. And I don't care if there's 3 different owners. I want every owner to have the same building data in my CRM. So that's why I don't check that. I'm going to show you how to make that work in a different video. So this is what you want. You can check occupants and occupant contacts if you want, for like leasing data. For me, I just make sure I check all these boxes are checked, and I actually uncheck these. You can't add them if you want. You'll note that the custom fields that I had you make do not include fields from here. When I'm looking at stuff like sales data, debt, whether it's distressed, I generally will click the Reonomy link that I imported into the record in the CRM and go look at the information on Reonomy and not in my CRM, because that's information I generally want to make sure I'm 100% accurate on. So I'd rather look at it in Reonomy using the link. So then you would click export, and then you save it. And that's really all you have to do from here. And next we have to do some file prep in order to make this file importable, which we'll talk about later.